Our article is in El Pais. Hikaru Nakamura, meet the world's wealthiest chess player. The 34-year-old American has spent half his life in the game's most elite circles, but it is online streaming that has made him a millionaire. Okay, this is going to be really hard to take seriously. This is going to be really hard to take seriously. First of all, this is not true. I did make more than $1 million as a professional chess player, so let's start there. Anyway, let's keep going. It's an article by Leontxo Garcia. Okay, this is a picture of me. Let's get to the article now. Let's get to the article. So here we go. Here's the article. Multiple sources estimate 34-year-old chess player Hikaru Nakamura's fortune at around 50 million or 47.3 million. First of all, by multiple sources, they mean a couple of online websites. Let's be very clear. When they say multiple sources, these are online websites. So this is the first thing that's a little bit suspicious, but let's keep going. Okay. They estimate the fortune at around 50 million or 47.3 million euros. However, only a small percentage of those earnings come from prizes he has won in chess competitions such as Madrid's Candidates Tournament, where he's currently competing. He is in 3rd place. Oh, by the way, before we keep going, one funny thing. So you know what else is really good? So this picture that was taken of me, I was told that they, after one of the rounds, they asked me to go take a picture, and they said it was going to be for like something that was official for FIDE. And it turns out that's not actually what the photo was for at all. They took the picture and they specifically took the picture to use it for the article. So it's already a little bit suspicious. Anyway, at the beginning of the pandemic, the American chess player was born in Hitachi, Japan, devoted himself heart and soul to streaming, playing or commentating on his own games live on the internet. This pursuit made him the richest chess player of all time. Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is so good. I am losing money in this tournament, Nakamura told El Pais a couple of days ago. First of all, okay, now this is where like I'm going to be serious for a second when we talk about this. This is not true. I did not say this. Like, they literally quote me as saying I'm losing money in this tournament. I never said this. I did speak to Leontxo very briefly, very informally at the opening ceremony. Now I did not say that I was losing money, to be clear. So this is not correct when they try to quote me as saying this, because I never did an actual interview with El Pais. Okay, so this is very disappointing to see. I said it on stream. Yeah, exactly. But no, they say I told El Pais. They very clearly say that I told them. There was never any interview done. The only interaction I had was a very light, informal conversation with Leontxo Garcia about streaming at the opening ceremony. So this is a little bit disappointing to see, first of all. But let's keep going. I'm losing money in this tournament, Nakamura told El Pais a few days ago. He was heading to his hotel to set up another streaming session on YouTube, where he has 1.3 million subscribers, and Twitch, where he has a similar number of followers. He is very popular on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Pog University as well. Okay, Pog University is our Discord server. So Pog University, yeah. Okay, this is just getting better and better. Additionally, he generates substantial income from energy drink endorsements, among other things. Well, currently I don't have an energy drink endorsement, so I'm not so sure about that. The same source who estimated Nakamura's earnings figure that Norwegian world champion Magnus Carlsen's earnings can't be more than 8 million euros. Like, my brain is gonna explode. This is like ridiculous. Do some research, you guys. First of all, I know for a fact that it was I don't know which year this was, but Magnus's earnings, or like his tax return, was public in a year. I want to say it was like 2013, 14, whatever it was. I know he made more than 3 million euros in that 1 year. So like, I mean, this is just insane to say this, because this is just ridiculous. Magnus's earnings, like, I'm going to be very, very conservative. Magnus probably at a minimum has made 2 million euros pre-tax, obviously, a year for at least the last decade. Okay, for the last decade. So when they say 8 million euros, it's just ridiculous, completely ridiculous. The 8 prizes at the Candidates Tournament total 500,000 euros, although the winner will split at least 2 million with Carlsen, the chess championship scheduled for April 2023. Right. So yeah, so I like this, you guys. So Magnus in his entire career, he has not made more than 8 million, but hey, he's playing a match for 2 million in 2023. He's already had 5 matches. So yeah, I mean, obviously the guy could not have made more than 8 million, like, common sense. All right. So here's a picture of me. Let's keep going. What do we have? Nakamura's income is not the only thing that makes him unusual among chess players. Born in Japan, his parents emigrated to the United States when he was 2 years old. They divorced soon after. His mother's new partner, Sunil Weeramantra, a leading chess player from Sri Lanka, discovered Hikaru's extraordinary talent. At the age of 6, he had already flourished in tournaments. At 10, he began to break records for Pocosi, and at 15, he surpassed the legendary Bobby Fischer as the youngest grandmaster in the history of the United States. Well, again, you guys, I don't know if I want to open Wikipedia, but I know when I started playing chess. I started playing chess at the age of 7. So at the age of 6, he had already flourished in tournaments. I didn't play chess until I was 7 years old. So all right, let's keep going. This just gets better and better. This just keeps getting better and better. Let me see. Does it say on Wikipedia when I started playing? Let me check. Let's see. Does it say? If it actually says, I'm gonna be extremely disappointed. Someone's gonna probably edit it right now while I'm looking, but yeah, okay. It does not actually say. To be fair, it does not say, but oh no, it does actually, it does. Sorry you guys, it does. Okay, it does say. Let me adjust this for 1 second so you guys can see it. It does say that. So let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. It does say right here, chess prodigy, and it says, okay, at age 10, blah 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 blah. Or wait, where it said it somewhere here. Where did it say it? It said I saw 7. Yeah, it says, okay, here we go. Early life. You see, it says he was raised in White Plains, New York. He began playing chess at the age of 7 and was coached by his Sri Lankan stepfather, FIDE master and chess author Sunil Weeramantra. So all right, so once again, when Wikipedia says I'm actually worth 50 million and they have a credible source, then you guys can believe it. Okay, so let's get back to the article. And here we go. So all right, so where were we? So we were here. Okay. Okay, so at the age of 6, he already flourished in tournaments, blah 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 blah. And at 15, he surpassed the legendary Bobby Fischer as the youngest grandmaster. Someone's gonna edit it now, right? Someone's gonna edit Wikipedia. As the youngest grandmaster, chess's highest rank in the history of the United States. At the age of 9, he stopped attending school so he could compete in more tournaments. Thereafter, his parents educated at home. All right. Asked by Pais about his son's estimated current earnings, Weeramantra considered them to be exaggerated. He went on to clarify, right now, I don't think his earnings are more than 20 million. Now, the funny thing is I have not spoken to my stepfather directly about this, but my mom brought this up with me recently because some neighbors of hers out in California, they had asked her because they also thought it was obscene. And apparently what he said is he said something along the lines of somewhere between 10 to 20 million dollars, and they decided to take the quote and run with it and say, of course, take the highest possible number. Now, of course, neither of those numbers are correct, but let's keep going. But it is true that, it says he went on to clarify, right now, I don't think his earnings are more than 20 million, but it is true that his ability to generate money is really increasing. Nakamura has just been signed by the powerful Misfits Gaming Group, a video game and electronic sports company, guaranteeing him a substantial income. Okay. As a 20-something, the former child prodigy continued to fill controversy and debate in the world of mind sports. He spent a lot of time playing 1 minute per player matches on the internet, which many fans do not consider to be real chess. Okay, that activity probably had a negative impact on his progression toward the world title in the classic chess. Similar to other elite players, Nakamura is also an avid poker player, even though I haven't played poker in like 10 years. Seriously, many of the qualities that chess develops are very useful in poker. The main difference is that if you play a nearly perfect game of chess, it is impossible for you to lose, but in poker the role of luck means that you can't be defeated, he explains. Now this is actually true. I mean, again, using quotes from a stream is an interesting take, but this is more or less what I have said. Let's keep going. In this context, it is unsurprising that his time being coached by former world champion Garry Kasparov, also, why is Gary spelled Gari, in 2011, lasted less than a year. They were completely different people. Who are they quoting here, by the way? Who are they are they quoting me? Was obvious they were completely different people, or no, that's not a quote. Okay. Obviously working with one of the best in history was a great experience, a great way to learn. His intuition, his way of capturing the essence of a position. He's a beast, but we have very different personalities, Nakamura points out. He's probably referring to the fact that the spirit of military discipline that has always defined the Russian player is incompatible with his own much more flexible temperament. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Still, Nakamura's sporting exploits in classical chess make him one of the last quarter century's great stars. On October 1st, 2015, he was ranked second in the world in classic chess, despite his terrible record against Carlsen: 14 defeats, 1 victory, and 26 draws. His brilliance in rapid chess is even more consistent. Right now, he ranks 10th in the world in slow games and second in rapid, half an hour per side, and lightning, 5 minutes per player in game of chess. He's achieved all the success despite the fact that he spends most of his energy and time on internet broadcasts, not high-level chess competition. Nakamura invests, okay, this is going to be good. Nakamura invests much of his earnings in stocks, and he frequently participates in charitable activities. Another essential area where he differs from the vast majority of his elite colleagues. Well, okay, this is obviously just me pointing this out. I think this is actually incorrect too, because I think I have more of my money invested in real estate than in stocks. So this is kind of interesting. No, there's no way they would know that, obviously, but it's still kind of funny. Anyway, let's keep going. Another essential area where he differs from the vast majority of his elite colleagues, Nakamura almost always greets his fans very kindly. He signs autographs, takes photos, and even plays rapid games for hours in the hotel lobby. Unlike most mind sports stars, he understands that he is not just paid to play, but to communicate as well. Correct. Okay. This is why he is playing the Kansas tournament despite essentially losing money. In reality, he wins anyway because the international attention he gets through matches and events increases followers on social media. One might also wonder if Nakamura could have become a world champion if he had dedicated himself fully to high competition. In that case, his fortune was surely oh my god, I'm sorry. This just gets better and better. I'm sorry. In that case, his fortune would surely be much less. I can tell you this. I'm pretty sure if I was world champion, I think I would have made more money than I made as a streamer. So like this is just, oh my gosh, wow. One might also wonder if Nakamura could have become world champion if he dedicated himself fully to high competition. In that case, his fortune would surely be much less. He can still be the king. Elite chess players usually start to decline between the ages of 35 and 40 if he wins Madrid's candidate tournament. But the million-dollar question is whether such a tournament can be won by someone who is so anxious to rush back to the hotel and grab his headphones and mouse for another night of streaming. Oh my gosh, this is a big shout out to my mods for finding this. No wonder so many people have asked me about this. Like, my brother asked me about it, my mom asked me about it. Like, no wonder so many people have asked me about this article, because there's so many things in here that are completely wrong. But I will clarify just one point to be clear. Because of how well I did do in the candidates tournament, I did not lose money on the event. However, let's just say I finished in last place, I probably would have lost money. So I do want to clarify that one point, to be clear on that. Again, it is what it is, but that is the thing. So to some of you are a millionaire addicted to streaming. I mean, again, I don't have to talk about how much money I made as a chess player, but I will just say this: like, prior to streaming, the last couple of years I was streaming pre-tax, I made probably $250,000 to $300,000. I will say that. I don't think there's anything wrong with me saying that. So again, I think just off of me saying that, you guys can extrapolate that there's no way that I'm worth anywhere near $50 million. So like, if I actually had a net worth of $50 million, like, just forgetting about everything else for a second, I would have had to make how much? There's what, roughly 40% tax rate in the US. So I would have had to make like at least 70 probably 75 to 80 million dollars, right? I would have had to make $80 million pre-tax to have a net worth of 50 million. Come on, like seriously. Not even XQC is anywhere near there. Like, I mean, come on. But let's be serious. I mean, the sheer notion of that is just insane. Sheer notion. Yeah. So what you're saying is that you're worth 50 million? No, not even close. But well, I mean, pre-tax maybe in a couple of years, but again, at the end of the day, like, but you have to realize tax. Also, for people who are wondering, you're saying value of real estate and stocks. I mean, most of the money I make in stocks and dividends, so that is taxed. I mean, very marginally lower, although some of the things I have are taxed at actual rates, or at the rate of the they're not qualified. They're unqualified dividends. So it's not true at any rate. So that's what I'll say. That's a little bit that I'm going to say about the topic. I mean, I'm a little, like, the article is very funny, so it's fun to read through it, but I am disappointed by the number of errors in this article, and I would hope that you know, in the future, articles are based more on fact than a couple of internet websites, because multiple sources, this literally, I mean, maybe there are more online sites that say it, but there are literally like 2 or 3 websites that say this, and somehow that becomes fact. Didn't see a single error. I know, perfect article, everything here was correct. Everything here was correct, exactly. So yeah, anyway, fun article to read. I mean, amazing article to read. I mean, also like this thing, you know what, the one thing that I really dislike in this article, and it's probably going to come off a little bit odd that I say this because people think I really hate Magnus, but it's really, really bad that they talk about Magnus and they say he's made 8 million in his career, and like, because what it does if someone reads this article is it makes it sound like being the world champion is terrible and you're doing very bad, like the world champion chess is not doing very well, whereas Magnus has done great as the world champion. And the problem is, by doing this, it makes it look like, if the world champion's not doing that great, then why does anybody even play this game? So that is the one thing that I really don't like about this article. It really feels to me like it's downplaying what Magnus has done as the world champion. It really does. So that is the one thing that I find a little bit, it's the one thing that kind of irks me about the article, is that it just feels like that. So yeah, that's what it is. It's what it is.